Jaworek School. Welcome to episode 26 of Goodnight Jaworek School. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you some Valentine's Day stories and some Valentine's Day poems. The first one is a nonfiction book written by an author named Gail Gibbons. So it's called Valentine's Day. And the second is a Valentine story by Mark Brown named Arthur's Valentine, which is really kind of funny. It's one of my favorites. You'll also see some old-fashioned Valentines, some funny Valentines, and some poems about Valentine's Day. So let's spread the love and sit back, relax, and enjoy all kinds of stories about Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day by Gail Gibbons. Valentine's Day is a special day for love and friendship. It is celebrated on February 14th. Many years ago, people believed there lived a kind man named Saint Valentine. Valentine's Day is named after him. He was the patron saint of lovers and was friends with many children. Children would give him letters and flowers to show their love. Perhaps that's how the custom of giving Valentine's cards began. People also thought that on the same date, birds chose their mates. Some young people wanted to choose their sweethearts by picking a name from a jar. Today, different kinds of Valentine cards are given. There are sweet and loving Valentines, and silly ones too. There are very fancy Valentines, and others pop up when they are opened. Some Valentines are made at home, and others are bought at stores. People have always believed that love comes from the heart. A sweetheart is called a Valentine too. Some admirers give their Valentines flowers on Valentine's Day. And others give boxes of candy in the shape of a heart. There are cakes and candies in the shape of a heart too. Some even have messages printed on them. Many decorations are used on Valentine's Day. There are hearts, laces, ribbons, and flowers. And there is Cupid, too. A long time ago, people believed that when Cupid shot his arrows into their hearts, they fell in love. Also, parties are given on Valentine's Day. Valentine party games are played, and there are lots of goodies to eat. At other parties, people get their Valentines by bringing special boxes. Cards are put in them. Maybe this idea comes from the time when the names of sweethearts were placed in jars. Some Valentine cards are sent and happily received. Valentine's Day is the day for saying, I love you. And this is how to make your own Valentines. From a piece of paper, folding it in half, and then gluing all kinds of decorations on it, and then writing a message in the middle. You could also make your own Valentine box, covering it with paper with a slit in the top, writing your name on the box, and then having it ready to receive Valentines. I Made My Dog a Valentine by Jack Preletsky. I made my dog a Valentine. She sniffed it very hard, then chewed on it a little while and left it in the yard. I made one for my parakeets, a pretty paper heart. They pulled it with their claws and beaks until it ripped apart. I made one for my turtle. All he did was get it wet. I wonder if a Valentine is wasted on a pet. Jelly Jill Loves Weasel Will by Jack Proletsky. Jelly Jill loves Weasel Will, and Will loves Flo the Fink. Flo loves Tom Tomato Face. At least, that's what I think. Tom loves Stealthy Sloppy Socks, and she loves Pete the Punk. Pete loves Gretchen Gumhead, and she loves Sam the Skunk. Sam loves Linda Lemon Mouth, and she loves Fred the Flea. Fred's in love with Jelly Jill. I wonder who loves me. My Mother's Chocolate Valentine by Jack Proletsky. I bought a box of chocolate hearts, a present for my mother. They looked so good I tasted one and then I tried another. They both were so delicious that I ate another 4, and then another couple, and then half a dozen more. I couldn't seem to stop myself. I nibbled on and on. Before I knew what happened, all the chocolate hearts were gone. I felt a little guilty. I was stuffed down to my socks. I ate my mother's Valentine. I hope she likes the box. I Love You More Than Applesauce by Jack Proletsky. I love you more than applesauce, than peaches and a plum, than chocolate hearts and cherry tarts and berry bubble gum. I love you more than lemonade and 7-layer cake, than lollipops and candy drops and thick vanilla shake. I love you more than marzipan, than marmalade on toast, for I love pies of any size, but I love you the most. I Know You a Little by Shel Silverstein. I know you a little, I love you lots. My love for you could fill 10 pots, 15 buckets, 16 cans, 3 teacups, and 4 dish pans. Arthur's Valentine, written and illustrated by Mark Brown. Arthur's Valentine. Someone was sending Arthur valentines, and Valentine's Day wasn't until Friday. They were all signed, Your Secret Admirer. I love you. Smack. Lips, Your Secret Admirer. It was a real mystery. Who was Arthur's secret admirer? It might be Fern. It could be Buster playing a joke, or maybe even Francine. She was always teasing Arthur. Arthur hoped it was the new girl, Sue Ellen. On Wednesday, Arthur found a new Valentine. Apples, bananas, peaches, a pear, with a face like yours. You're lucky I care. Your secret admirer. P.S. In your lunchbox, you'll find a treat. It's just for you, and it's extra sweet. Arthur hoped it might be chocolate, but at lunch he found this note. Candy is sweet, lemons are sour. I'll be watching you the whole lunch hour. Arthur looked at Sue Ellen. She smiled. Thursday, everyone made Valentine boxes. Arthur decided to make a special card instead. When everyone mailed their Valentines, Arthur put his card in Sue Ellen's box. Then, when nobody was looking, Arthur hid the Valentines from the secret admirer in his coat pocket. After school, Arthur took off his coat to play soccer, and all the Valentines fell out. Everyone laughed. Buster called him Lover Boy. Hey, Hot Lips, shouted Francine. Arthur left when everyone sang Arthur and his girlfriend sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes Arthur in the baby carriage. The next morning, Arthur said he was sick. You don't want to miss the big Valentine's Day party, do you? Asked his mother. Arthur went to school. Ick! Who sent this mushy Valentine? Said Sue Ellen. It's signed Arthur, shouted Buster. Everybody laughed. Arthur loves Sue Ellen, everyone sang. After school, Arthur wanted to be alone. On the way home, he climbed up to his treehouse. There, he found another Valentine. I love you in London. I love you in Rome. Look in your mailbox when you get home. XOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOX, your secret admirer. Oh, gross, said Arthur, and ran into the house. I believe this is for you, Arthur, said his mother. It's a love letter, said his sister. Arthur went to his room. There was a movie ticket in the card. My love, tomorrow is the day. We meet in row 3. You in seat A, me in seat B. On the card, Arthur saw a smudge. He looked very closely. Something had been erased. There was an F and an R and an A. Francine. Francine. The next day, Arthur had a plan. He ran to the movies so he wouldn't be late. He found row 3. He sat in seat A. Francine smiled at Arthur. So you're the secret admirer, said Arthur. Good guess, Four Eyes. Close your eyes, said Arthur. I want to give you a kiss. Really, said Francine. Close your eyes and count to 10. Okay, said Francine. Arthur, can I open my eyes yet? Asked Francine. Arthur? Kisses for Francine. The end. Goodnight, Jaworek School. Tonight's version of Goodnight Jaworek School is colored by Luana Falco. Luana's a second grader here at Jaworek School. Late in the evening on Hosmer Street, where all the cool kids have been tapping a beat, they'll lay in their beds, not one of them a fool, when we all say goodnight to Jaworek School. We go to class and learn something new. We chat with our friends and our teachers, too. We share our school spirit. We share what we know. And just after 3 o'clock, it's time to go. In Jaworek School, at the end of the day, when all of the students have gone home to play, we close all the windows and put down our tools as we say good night to Jaworek School. Good night to the teachers. Good night to the halls. Good night to the artwork hanging on the walls. Good night to the books and our principals too. Good night to JJ, dressed all in blue. Good night to the gym where we climb and run. Good night to the playscape where we have fun. Good night to the numbers. Good night to the words. Good night to all of the stories we heard. In Jaworek School, at the end of the day, when all of the students have gone home to play, we close all the windows and put down our tools as we say good night to Jaworek School.
I hope you enjoyed all these stories about Valentine's Day and that you have a great Valentine's Day yourself, doing kind things and sending love to all those around you. Good night, Jaworek School.